Hello, I'm Amy Kelly. It is a lovely sunny autumnal morning and I am out gathering leaves because if you use the right leaves to mulch the right plants in your garden, you can as much as double your harvest on crops like blueberries and raspberries and cabbages, all of your leafy vegetables. So I'm going to show you which leaves to use for which plants. And I'm going to show you how to make leaf mold, which is the most incredible natural soil improver. And all you need to make it are autumn leaves, which fall every year and are an incredible, free, readily available resource that we should all be taking advantage of. So if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe because I've got loads more videos to show you. And make sure you watch through to the end because if you have never made leaf mold before, you need to start. It is amazing. So let's talk autumn leaves. These are not just regular dried leaves. These are leaves where the tree has sucked as many nutrients, as much energy out of that leaf as it possibly can and taken it back into its trunk and branches, ready to give it energy to grow next year. So most of the nutrients have been taken out of this leaf. This is now just basically organic matter. So it is not going to compost really quickly the way that a green leaf or lawn clippings or anything green would. This is going to break down really slowly over a couple of years. But don't think that just because the tree has taken as much out of this as it can, that it's now barren of nutrients. So there's a few things. First of all, when this breaks down, it is going to add the most amazing, luscious, organic material to your soil. It is going to become what's called leaf mold, which is the most incredible organic type of soil. It holds water beautifully, but it drains really well. It aids nutrient transport. It is perfect for encouraging earthworms and mycorrhizal fungi and all of those wonderful beneficial things that we want in our soil. So this really is gold. This is just the best thing that you can be putting in your garden. But it is important to use the right kind of leaves for the right plants in your garden. So your ordinary deciduous leaf is perfect for all of your vegetables. Everything, carrots, brassicas, peas, beans, you name it, they will all love leaf mold made from this. Those mixed autumn leaves, this is going to come out with a neutral pH. So this is going to be great for everything. Now you can use this to mulch around your fruit trees as well, and that is brilliant. But if you have got blueberries or raspberries or currants, they all prefer a slightly acidic soil. And there is a leaf for that. Pine needles. For all of your blueberries, your raspberries, your currants, all of your soft fruit, you want pine needles. Now, you can use ordinary leaf mold for all of your berries. But when pine needles break down, they break down into acidic leaf mold. So especially for plants like blueberries that must have that acidic soil. This is the perfect mulch. This is going to break down quite slowly, but that's no problem because all we're going to do is layer this all around the base of our blueberry bushes, and over time the worms and the insects and the fungi and Mother Nature is going to break this down into the most amazing mulch. So it's adding a certain amount of nutrients to the soil as it breaks down. It's encouraging earthworms and mycorrhizal fungi and all of that good beneficial stuff that adds its own nutrients into the soil. It's keeping the soil moist so that the plant isn't struggling looking for water in the summer. And because it's breaking down right on top of the surface of the soil where all of those surface feeder roots are for the blueberries, the blueberry is getting all of those nutrients channeled directly into where it needs it. So especially for your blueberry bushes, but really for all of your soft fruit bushes, pine needles are the way to go. It's really important that you don't use these for plants that dislike acid. So all of your acid plants, if you're into flowers, that's your camellias, your rhododendrons, your azaleas, your heathers, they will all like the pine mulch. But if you are growing plants that prefer alkaline soil, that don't like acid, so we are basically talking your whole brassica family, everything, cabbages, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, all of those, do not use pine needles for those. That will make the soil too acidic. It's not good for them. So right mulch, right leaves for the right plant. Now, whenever you are mulching any plant, regardless of what kind of mulch you're using, whether it's bark chips or gravel or leaves or pine needles, whatever you're using, do not mulch if the soil is frozen. You want to mulch the soil when it is moist and when it is not frozen, because whatever state the soil is in when you apply the mulch, it's going to stay in that situation for longer. So if you mulch frozen soil, that soil is going to take a lot longer to defrost. If you mulch dry soil, it's going to take a lot longer for moisture to penetrate down through that mulch. So you want your soil to be lovely and moist and not frozen, and then apply a good thick layer of whatever mulch you're using. If you are watching this in Australia or anywhere where you've got lots of eucalyptus trees or gum trees, I'm sorry to tell you that the leaves from eucalyptus are really only good for mulching eucalyptus trees. They're really leathery, they've got lots of oils in them that are not great for a lot of other plant varieties, so they're okay to mulch any of your eucalyptus trees, they're okay to mulch some of your Australian or New Zealand native plants, but really in terms of the fruit and vegetable garden, eucalyptus leaves are not really going to do you any good. So pine needles for all of your acid-loving plants. Avoid the eucalyptus, but pretty much every other leaf in the world is amazing for making leaf mold. So you can do this in a number of ways. You can either just leave the leaves underneath all of your plants and they'll break down naturally and improve the soil, and it's dead easy and job done. If you live somewhere quite windy, unfortunately, they are going to blow all over the place. So that is not always the most aesthetically pleasing way of doing leaf mold. So there's a few options. You can dig small holes in the ground all through your garden and pop little handfuls of leaves into the soil. The worms and all of the other life in your soil will come along and munch on that like a feast and spread that nutrients all through the garden. So that's one option. Now, if you have got space, you can actually make leaf mold in quantity, and this is so easy to do. It's not like compost where you have to get in and fork it and turn it and do all this sort of thing. Leaf mold, you just put the leaves somewhere out of the way and leave them for a couple of years, and that's it. There's no turning, there's no adding different layers of dry and wet and carbon and green and all this sort of stuff. All you do is pile all your leaves together, cover them over with a bit of chicken wire or something to stop them blowing away in the wind, or you can use one of those Dalek style compost bins or a normal compost bin, whatever you like, as long as you can leave them there for a couple of years, and they'll break right down. So you will only get a small amount of leaf mold for a big amount of leaves, because obviously the leaves are quite dry and fluffy. Even with those just compressed, you can see they compress down to very little. So you aren't going to get huge quantities of leaf mold, but this is just gold. You don't need a lot of this to make a big difference to your soil. When your leaf mold is finished breaking down, it is full of beneficial enzymes, of good bacteria, of good fungi, of all of the stuff that we want to put into our soil. So it's not just like adding manure or fertilizer to the soil. It is improving the condition of the soil. It's like giving it a vitamin boost, giving it a health tonic. So it is so worth making the effort to make your leaf mold. Oh, the sun has come out. It is so worth making the effort to make your leaf mold while you can. We should all be doing this. We should all be out gathering up our leaves. So remember, golden rules. Pine needles for all of your acid-loving plants, your blueberries, your raspberries, your azaleas, your rhododendrons, everything that loves acidic or ericaceous soil. Pine needles are your champions. For all of your other soil, those mixed autumn leaves, the beech, the rowan, the ash, the maple, everything that's falling down around you, except for eucalyptus, everything that's falling down around you, this is magic for all of your other plants. This is going to come out with a neutral pH. So this is going to be great for everything. Well, I am going to go and take full advantage of this sunshine and gather up some more leaves. Please make sure that you watch for our next video, which is going to be all about how to get your house plants ready for the winter. So you won't want to miss that. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Happy gardening.